two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, the which, if you with patient ears attend,
what here shall miss,
our toil shall strive to mend.
Gregory, oh my word, will not carry coals.
Oh no, for that we should be colliers.
I mean, and we being color will draw. I strike quickly being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog in the house of Montagues moves me.
To move is to stir, to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runst away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid of Montagues.
And that makes thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall.
True. And therefore, women being the weaker vessels are ever thrust to the wall. Therefore, I will push Montague's man from the wall and thrust his maids to the wall.
The quarrel is between our masters and us, their men. Draw thy tool. Here comes one of the house of the Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
Out, turn thy back and run.
Fear me not.
No, marry, I fear thee.
Let us take the law of our sides. Let him begin. I will bite my thumb at him. It is a disgrace to him if he should bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
It's the law of our side if I say aye.
No.
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, I'm for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Yes. Better! Oh!
You lie!
Draw if you be mad. Gregory, remember that washing blow! What?
Put up your sword! You know not what you do!
What? Drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn, Benvolio, look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me.
What? Drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell, all Montagues and thee. Have at thee, coward.
What noise is this? Oh, give me my own sword! Oh! My sword, I say! Old Montague has come!
Thou villain Capulet!
Rebellious subjects! Enemies to peace! Profaners of this neighbor's stains! Dear what ho! Men! Beasts! That quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from your brains. On pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw those mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls bred of an airy word by thee, old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of peace. For this time, all depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me. Montague, come you this afternoon to our further pleasure in this case. Once more, on pain of death, men depart.
Who said this ancient quarrel knew a broach? Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Oh, right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drave me walk abroad, where underneath the grove of sycamore that westward rooteth from the city's side, so walking early did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood. I, measuring his affections as my own, that most are busied when they're most alone, pursued my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew, adding to clouds, more clouds, with his deep sighs. Oh, black and portentous must his humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
See where he comes, so please you step aside. I'll know his grievance or be much denied. Good morrow, cousin!
Is the day so young?
But new struck 9.
Ay me. Sad hours seem long. Was that my mother that went in so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love.
Out.
Of love.
Out of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so rough and tyrannous in proof.
Alas, that view is muffled still, should without eyes see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh, me. What fray was here? Yet, tell me not, for I've heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love, O loving hate, O anything of nothing first create? Heavy lightness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos in well-seeming forms, feather of lead, cold fire, sick health, that is not what it is. This love feel I that feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz I rather weep.
Good heart at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such is love's transgression. Love is a smoke raised with the fumes of sighs. Being purged, a fire sparkling in lover's eyes. Being vexed, a sea nourished with lover's tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall, and a preserving sweet. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along. If you leave me so, you do me wrong. Now, tell me, in sadness, who is that you love?
What? Shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan? Why, no, but sadly. Tell me who.
Bid a sick man in sadness to make his will. Ah, words ill urged to one so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
Be ruled by me, forget to think of her.
Oh, how can you teach me to forget to think?
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
Farewell, thou can't teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine or else die in debt. Give thou some new infection to your eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but thou more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, killed without my food, and God damn good fellow.
God, and I pray you, sir, can you read?
I, mine own fortune and my misery.
Perhaps you learned it without book, but I pray you, sir, can you read anything you see?
I, if I know the letters in the language.
You speak honestly. Rest you.
Stay, fellow. I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, Count Anselm and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vitravio, Signor Panchetio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and her brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline, Livia, Signor Valentillo and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Up.
Whither?
To supper at our house.
Whose house?
My master's?
Indeed, I should have asked that before.
Nay, I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montagues, I pray, come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups fair Rosaline, whom thou so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye compare her face to some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
I'll go along. No such sights to be shown, but the rejoicing splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where's the child? What, Juliet?
Oh no. Who called?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back. I remembered me. Thou hearest our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour. It's been now since the earthquake 11 years, and she was weaned. Oh, I shall never forget it of all the days in that year. On that very day.
Enough of this. I pray thee, hold thy peace.
Peace I have done. God mark me to his grace, thou wast the prettiest babe that I e'er nursed, and I might live to see thee married once I have my wish.
Marry! That marry is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
An honor! Why, if I were not thine only nurse, I would say thou hadst sucked wisdom from my teeth.
Well, think of marriage now younger than you. Here in Verona, ladies of esteem are already made mothers. Why, by my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man! Why, lady, such a man as all the world. Why, he's a man of wax.
Why, Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Ah, baby's a flower! Faith, a fair flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris's love?
I look to like, if looking liking move, but no more deep will I dart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Go girl, seek happy nights, happy days.
Oh, give me a torch. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Oh, nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dead.
Not I, believe me. Give dancing shoes made of nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so sticks me to the ground, I cannot move.
You are a lover? Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with the shafts, to soar with his light feathers, and so bound I cannot bound above a pitch of dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
To sink in it, you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorns.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love to prick it, and you wake love down.
And we mean well in going to this mass, but 'tis not wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
Oh, so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn by a team of little atomies with sportsmen's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes, made of long spider's legs, the color of the wings of grasshoppers. Her whip, made of cricket's bone. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, and in this state she gallops, night by night, through lovers' brains, and in their dream of love. Or courtiers that dream on curtsy straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fever, ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry mad because their breath with sweet meats tainted are. Sometimes she driveth o'er a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breaches, and the escado Spanish blades of helps 5 fathoms deep, anon drums in his ears, at which he starts and wakes, and being thus frightened, swears a prayer to. This is that
Peace! Thou talkst of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin a substance as air, and even more inconstant in the wind that moves even now the frozen bosom of the north, and being angered, puffs the wave from thence, turning its face to the dew dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we will come too late.
I fear too early. For my mind must give some consequence, yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his tired life and expired day, and vile forfeit acts of. But he that hath the directions to my course, direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen!
Welcome, gentlemen. She that has her feet unplagued with corns, she, I swear, will have a bout with thee. Aha, my mistress is, which of you all will now deny to dance? She that makes dainty, she, I'll swear, hath corns. I come near ye now. Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen that I could wear a visor and tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear, such as would please. It is gone. Gone. It is gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play! Aho! Aho! Make room and foot it, girls!
What lady is that which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight? Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheeks of night like a rich jewel in the emperor's ear. Beauty too richly used for earth too dear. So sows a showy dove, who crows, as yonder lady o'er her fellow show. The measure done, I will watch her place a stand, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. My heart loved till now, forswear its sight. From there I saw true beauty till this night.
By his voice, that should be a Montague. I'll fetch me my rapier. What dare the slave come hither with an antic face to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by all the stock and honor of our kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
How now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe. A villain come hither in spite to scorn our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
Aye, 'tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz, let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman, therefore take no note of him. Be patient.
I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, you are a saucy boy, is it so indeed? This trick may chance to scathe you. Be quiet, or I'll make you quiet. What? Cheerly, my heart.
Patience perforce with willful choler meeting makes my flesh tremble in this different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall now seeming sweet convert to bitterest gall.
If I may, with this unworthiest hand, this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims ready to stand to move that rough touch, the tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands, that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints' lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim. Lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh then, dear saint, their lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant, for prayer's sake.
They move not, but my prayers effect I take. Thus for my lips by yours, my sin is purged.
I'll have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from thy lips. Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
Kiss my book.
Madame! Your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Married bachelor. Her mother's the lady of the house.
Is she a Capulet? My account. My life is my foe's debt.
Away, be gone. The sport is at the best.
Aye, so I fear the more my unrest.
Come here, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
His name is Romeo and de Montague, the only son of your greatest enemy.
My only love grown from my only hate, too early seen, unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I should love a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
Rhyme I heard even now of one I danced withal.
Come, let's away, the strangers are all gone.
When I go back, my heart is here. Turn back, dull earth, and find thyself out.
Romeo! My cousin Romeo!
He is wise, and on my line have stolen him off to bed.
Come, he ran this way. Call, good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, humors, madman, passion, lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sign. Speak but one rhyme and I be satisfied. Cry but I need pronounce but love in dove. He heareth not, he stirreth not, he moveth not. The ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosamond's bright eye, by her high forehead, scarlet lip, her fine foot, straight leg, quivering thigh, in the domain that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou appear to us.
Oh. Come, he hath hid himself among the trees to be consort with the humorous night. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Oh, goodbye, Romeo. Come, shall we go?
She just has scars and never felt a wound. Soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who's already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious, her vesture livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, it says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not me to who she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there? They are in their head. Oh, the brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. Look as she leans her hand upon her cheek. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
I mean...
She speaks.
Oh, Romeo. Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak of this?
Thou art thyself, though, not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth, I will never be Romeo. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. And I had written I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, and yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo, and a Montague?
Neither, fair saints, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither, tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings that I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do that dares love attempt. Therefore, thy kinsmen are not met to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thy eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have knights cloaked to hide me from their sight. And thou but love me, let them find me here. My life better ended by their hate than death paroled wanting of thy love.
Thou know'st the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush but pain my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke, but farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word, but if thou swearst, thou mayest prove false. At lovers' perjuries they say Jove laughs. Oh, gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or, if thou thinkst I'm too quickly won, I'll frown, and be perverse, and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo. Oh, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond. And therefore thou mayst think my behavior light, but trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but since thou overheardst, erst I was ware my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and do not impute this yielding to light love which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by my heart's dear moon I swear that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, else that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
My heart's dear love.
Oh, do not swear! Although I joy in thee, I take no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night.
Oh, will thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? What purpose, though?
But be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. Madame! I come, good nurse. Montague, sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night. I'm afeard. Being in night, all this but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and then good night, indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite. And all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madame!
I come anon, but if thou meanst not well, I do beseech
Madame!
thee. By and by I come to cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes towards love as schoolboy from their books. But love from love towards school, heavy looks.
Romeo,
My dear,
at 1 o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
at the hour of 9.
I shall not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stay here till I remember it.
I shall forget to have thee stand there still, remembering how I love thy company.
I'll still stay, to have you still forget. Forgetting any other home but this.
It is almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton's bird who lets it hop a little from her hand, and like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves with a silk thread plucks it back again. So loving, jealous of his liberty.
I would thy bird.
Sweet, so would I, but I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thy eye, peace in thy breast, where I would sleep in peace, so sweet to rest.
The gray-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light and flecked darkness, like a drunkard reels from 4th day's path and tightens fiery wheels. Within the infant rind of this small flower, poison hath residence, and medicine power. For this, being smelt with that part, cheers each part. Being tasted, slays all senses with the heart. 2 such opposed kings encamp them still in man as well as herbs, grace and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon that cankered death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, father.
Benedicite! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me, young son? It argues the stempered head to bid so soon good morrow to thy bed. Therefore thy earliness doth me assure thou art uproused by some distemperature. Or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Was thou with Rosaline?
Rosaline, my ghostly father. No, I forgot that name and that name as well.
Oh, that's my good son. Where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee ere they ask me again. I was feasting with mine enemy, where on a sudden one hath wounded me that's by me wounded. Both thy remedies within thy help and holy physic lies. I bear no hatred, blessed man, for lo, my intercession likewise steads my foe.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers set on mine, and all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When, where, and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy St. Francis, what a change is here! Is Rosaline, who thou did love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes.
Thou chidest me all to loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And base me bury love?
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have, but come, young waverer, in one respect I'll thy assistant be. That this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love. Mwah!
Let us hence, I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow they stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father, as I spoke with his man. Tybalt, the kinsman of old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge for my life.
Oh, Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master how he dares being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead. stabbed with the white winch's black eye, shot through the ear with the love song, the very pin of his heart cleft with the blind bowboy's book shaft. Was he a man to encounter, Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than the Prince of Cats, I can tell you. She's the courageous captain of compliments. She fights as you sing pricks on, keeps time, distance, and proportion. Rest me, my minim, rest 1, 2, and the third in your bosom, the very butcher of a silk button, a duelist, a gentleman, the very first house of the first and second cause, the immortal Passado, the punto de verso, the heart.
The what? Here comes Romeo.
Oh, Signor Romeo! Bonjour! There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us a counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The ship, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great, and in a case such as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say such a case as yours can raise a man to bow in the hands.
Meaning to curtsy.
That was most kindly hit.
A most courteous position.
I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Right.
Well, in that case, my pump is well flowered.
Follow me, this jest hath worn, not my pump, that when the single soul is worn, the jest shall remain after the wearing soul singular.
A single soul jest, soul is singular for the singleness.
Oh, come between us, good and bully away, wits faint.
Switch the spurs, or I'll cry a match.
Now, is this not better than groaning for love? Now art the sociable, now art the Romeo, now art, but thou art by art as well as by nature. But this dribbling love is like a great natural that runs lolling up and down, tied and bobbled in a hole.
Stop there, stop there.
Dost thou desire me to stop my tail against the hand?
Thou wouldst else have made thy tail large.
Thou art deceived, for I come to the depth of my tail and meant indeed to occupy the argument no longer.
Here's goodly gear.
God morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good and fair gentlewoman.
Is it good then?
'Tis no less, I tell you, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the moon.
Out upon you! What a woman are you?
One gentlewoman that God hath made for herself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said. For herself to mar, quotha. Gentlemen, can any of you help me, tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
Ooh.
I can tell you, but Romeo will be older when you found him than when you sought him. I'm the youngest of that name, for fault of worse.
You sayeth well. If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some supper.
Upon, so ho!
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady! Farewell!
Marry farewell, Ice! I pray you, sir, who is this saucy merchant who was so full of her ropery?
One gentlewoman nurse that loved to hear herself talk and would talk more in a minute than she would stand to in a month.
Now, for God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers. Scurvy knave! Now, as I said, my young lady bade me inquire you out. Now, what she bade me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell you, if he should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, for it is a very gross kind of behavior, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young. Therefore, truly, if you were to deal double with her, truly it would be an ill thing for any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Bid her devise to come to Shrift this afternoon, where she shall at Friar Lawrence cell be shrived and married.
This afternoon, sir. She shall be there.
Farewell. Commend me to thy mistress.
Aye, 1,000 times.
Clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perhaps she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's herald should be thoughts that 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey. From 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Oh God, she comes. Oh honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Oh Lord, why look'st thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
I am a-weary. Can't believe it while fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunt have I had.
I would thou hadst my bones and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak. Good, good nurse, speak.
What haste? Can you not stay a while? Can you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll say the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is it good or bad?
Well, you've made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, though his leg excels all men's, and for a hand, a foot, a body, though they be not to be talked on there, past compare, he's not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. Now, have you dined at home?
No, no, but all this I did know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Oh, how my head aches. Oh, what a head have I. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. Now my back at the other side. Oh, my back, my back. Beshrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jauncing up and down.
Faith, I am sorry thou art not well. Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and a kind, and a handsome, and I'll warrant virtuous. Where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within! Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest! Thy true love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady dear. Are you so hot? Mary, come up, I trow. Oh, is this a poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Oh, here's such a coil, come. What says Romeo?
Have you leave to go to Shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Ah, there comes the wanted blood up in your cheeks. They'll be scarlet straight at any news. Hie you to church. I must another way to fetch a ladder by which your love must climb a bird's nest when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delights. But you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, all to dinner, hie you to the cell.
Hie to high fortune, honest nurse, farewell!
So smiled the heavens upon this holy act that after hours of sorrow shine us not.
Amen, amen. But come what sorrow can. They cannot countervail the exchange of joy one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, let love-devouring death do what he dare. It is enough that I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die. Fire and powder, which as they kiss consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arises tardy as too slow. Here comes the lady.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
Sings much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Oh, Juliet, the measure of thy joy be heaps like mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it. Then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter.
Concede more rich in matter than in words, brags of his substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their worth, but my true love is grown to such excess, I cannot sum up half my wealth.
Come with me. We will make short work, for by your leaves you shall not stay alone until Holy Church incorporates two in one. Hey!
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now, these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of those fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me a sword upon the table and says, God, send me no use of thee. But by operation of the second cup, draws it on the drawer with indeed, there is no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
Thou would quarrel. Why wilt thou quarrel with the man that hath a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast? Thou wilt quarrel with the man for cracking nuts, having no other reason than because thou hast hazel eyes. What eye but such an eye would spy out such a quarrel? Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter? Yet thou tutor me for quarreling.
Oh, by my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Gentlemen, could Dan a word with one of you?
And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something, make it a word and a blow.
You'll find me apt enough to that, sir, and you'll give me occasion.
Can you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort? Dost thou make minstrels of us? And if thou make minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance on's consort.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw and talk in some private place to reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, let them gaze. I budge for no man's pleasure.
Peace be with you, ma'am. Here comes my man.
Oh, but I'd be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery.
Romeo, the Hittite verity can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to excuse such an appertaining greeting, thus, villain am I none. Therefore, farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Why, this does not excuse the injuries thou hast done me, therefore turn and draw.
I do protest. I never injured thee, but love thee more than thou canst devise. So thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, whose name I tender dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
And what would thou have with me?
Oh, good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives that I mean to make bold of. And as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword from his pitcher by the ears? Make haste, let mine be about your ears ere it be out.
I am for you.
Tybalt, put thy rapier up.
Come, sir, your passado.
Tybalt, hold! Grab Mercutio!
I am hurt, plague of both your houses, I am sped.
What? Art thou hurt?
I scratch a scratch. Mary, 'tis enough.
Courage, man. The hurt cannot be much.
'Tis not so deep as a well, nor as wide as a church door, but 'tis enough, 'twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. Why the devil came in between us? I was hurt under your arm. Thou names of some house, Benvolio, I shall paint. A plague of both your houses, they have made worms of me. They have it and self me to both your houses.
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, have got her mortal hurt on my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour have been my kinsman. Oh, sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel.
Romeo! Romeo. Brave Mercutio's dead.
This day's black fate on more days left to pen. This begins the woe, others must end. Now, Tybalt, take thy villain back again. That late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is still hanging a little above our heads. Staying for thine to keep her company, either thou or I, or both, must go with her.
Romeo, away, be gone! The prince will do thee death if thou art taken. Hence, be gone, away!
I am fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
Who began this vile fray?
There lies the man, slain by young Romeo, who slayed thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Tybalt, my cousin, oh, the blood is spilled, oh, dear kinsman. Prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours shed, blood of Montague, oh, cousin, cousin.
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here slain, whom Romeo's hands did slay. Romeo, that spoke her fair, bade her bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged with all your high displeasure.
He is kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false. He speaks not true. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth we owe?
Not Romeo, prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but where the law does end. The life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your hate proceedings. My blood for your rude brawl doth lie bleeding. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses, nor tears, nor prayers shall purchase that abuses. Therefore, use none. Let Romeo in haste, else when he's found, that hour is his last.
Romeo? Romeo, come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamored of thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from her lips, not body's death, but body's banishment.
Ha! Be merciful, say death. For exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona thou art banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona's walls. But torture, purgatory, hell itself.
Deadly sin, O rude unthankfulness, this is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives. Every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing may live here in heaven and look upon her, but Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable state, more courtship and carrying flies than Romeo. They may seize on the white wonder of Juliet's hand and steal immortal blessings from her lips. Still blush thinking their own kiss is sin. Flies may do that, but I from here must fly. They are freed men, and I am banished, and say thou yet, exile is not death? Hast thou no poison mixed? No sharp ground knife? No sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banished to kill me? Banished! O friar, the damned use that word in hell. Howlings attend it. How was thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed to mangle me with that word banished?
Fond man, hear me but speak a word.
Thou speak again of banishment.
Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Unseemly woman in seeming man, or ill-beseeming beast in seeming both. Thou hast amazed me. By my holy order, I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself, and slay thy lady too, by doing damned and hate upon thyself? What? Rouse thee, man, thy Juliet is alive, for whose sake thou wert but lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and makes it exile. There art thou happy. Go, get thee to thy love, ascend her chamber as was decreed. Hence, comfort her. But look that thou stay not till the watch be set, or then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, beg pardon of the prince, and bring thee back with 200,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth with in lamentation.
Oh, how well my hope is revived by this.
Go hence. Good night, and here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day, disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua. I'll find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Give me your hand. Oh. Farewell. It's late. Good night.
But if joy past joy calls out on me, or a grief so brief to part with thee. Very well.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaway's eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties, or, if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, civil knighthood, my unmanned blood bathing in my cheeks with thy black mantle, till strange love grown bold think true love acted simple modesty. Come, gentle knight, come, loving black-browed knight, bring me my Romeo. And when he shall die, take him, cut him out in little stars, and he shall make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I bought the mansion of love, but not possessed it, and though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is this day, as is the night before some festival to an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Ay me, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Where are they? They're dead! They're dead! They're dead!
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, but heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo! Romeo! Whoever would have thought it? Romeo!
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? If he be slain, say I. If not, no. Brief sounds determine my weal or woe.
I saw the wound. I saw it with my eyes. Oh, courteous Tybalt! Honest gentlewoman, whoever would have thought I'd live to see thee dead?
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo dead and is Tybalt slain? Oh, then dreadful trumpets sound the general doom. For who is living when those two are gone?
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo is banished. Romeo that killed Tybalt is banished.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did. It did, alas, the day it did.
Oh, serpent-hearted with a flowering face, did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Oh, beautiful tyrant, fiend, angelical, just opposite to what thou justly seemed, a damned saint, an honorable villain. Oh, nature, what hadst thou to do in hell when thou didst power the spirit of a fiend in moral paradise of such sweet flesh? Oh, was book ever containing such vile matter so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
There's no trust in men, no faith, no honesty, all perjured, all forsworn, all for naughts, all dissemblers. Shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Oh, what a beast I was to chide at him.
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Oh, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish dears, back. To your native spring your tributary drops belong, to woe which you mistaking offer up to joy. Tybalt, my husband, lives, that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead, that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort. Wherefore weep I then? Some word there was, worser than Tybalt's death that murdered me. I would forget it fain, but oh, it presses to my memory like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. That banished, that one word banished, hath slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there. Romeo is banished. To speak that word is father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all dead, all slain. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit to that word's death. No words can that woe sound. Where is my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corse. Will you go to them? I will bring you thither.
Wash their wounds with tears. Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry for Romeo's banishment.